Welcome to Sunday, everyone. Let's speak today about the God experience. Are you seeking God? Is God seeking you? Where is this God that we're all praying to? We build big temples. Oh my God, look at the amazing temples we have across the world and big, big statues. Wow, towering to the heavens. Where is God? We have so many rituals that we do in all of these temples, all in search for God. And then we have some seekers hidden in caves, deciding that they're not going to look outward, they're going to look inward. Who is doing the right thing? And where is God to be found? And when we have the God experience, how is that? Where is God? That has been my journey. Wanting to know where the Creator is. In all the rituals, the little bit of rituals that I didn't find anything. All the pictures that I held in my mind, they didn't give anything. I was totally frustrated with a restless mind that I couldn't control. Where is this God? I'm missing something. I knew a God existed because certainly we are created beings and there must be some creator or power somewhere. Why did God leave us? Why can't God be here when I need God? Come before me. You created me. Tell me what I'm to do with this life, how I'm to be happy, how I'm to know me, how I'm to control this restless mind. How am I to stay in love continuously? And when I looked around me, the kind of love that I saw, I didn't care for. Conditional loving. Jealousy, hate. And the worst is that people will appear to love you. But deep inside, behind your back, as we say, it's another story. Who is genuine and who is not? And I realized that very early as a child, that I could think a negative thought of someone and smile it before them, and they would never know. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what kind of thing is this? I could think negative about this person right before them and appear to be smiling, and they don't know. So who is genuine and who is not? That was fascinating for me. Because I realized the inner world is a private world. Well, not so private when you become a little more aware. What is your goal in life? What are you looking for? Why do you sit in this temple? Why do you sit to meditate? Why do you have all these conversations about life? What are you looking for? Why do people build all these big temples? Is it for security? Because of fear? Fear of disease? Fear of misfortune? Fear of poor health? Why do people worship? Is it out of fear? Is it out of love? Or is it because they want to know the maker of the universe? Why do people worship? Have you ever thought of that? We have so many books with all these concepts of the universe. I got headaches when I read these things because they seem to have no life, no meaning, no truth. Do you know how you can connect with the universe? Do you know how you can know the power that created this universe, sustains it, dismantles it? is hidden in it. The secret lies in knowing who you are. Knowing who you are. Where does the thought come from? Where does the emotion come from? Where does the energy of action come from? It comes from a transcendental space, not a physical space, another space. You know, in the Upanishad, there is a story of the father who was trying to train the son, Shvetaketu. The son had studied all the philosophies and felt so full of learning. But his father was an enlightened being. His father asked the son this poignant question. Do you know that which if you know, you will know everything? Well, he totally floored the son because the son didn't have an answer for that. In all the richness of learning, the son didn't have an answer for that. Father, what do you mean? The father said, if you understand the nature of clay, wouldn't you know what everything is made of? With clay. And the father continued by saying, son, go to the banyan tree and bring a pod for me. The son dutifully went. Open the pod. What do you see in there, son? Tiny seeds, father. Open the seed. What do you see? Nothing, father. But that tiny seed gave rise to this big tree. He said, bring some salt and bring some water. Put the salt in the water. Mix the water. What happens? Salt disappears. Taste the water. Salt is there. You don't see the salt, but it's there. There's something within you that you don't see. It's a subtle aspect of your being, the subtle essence of your being, which if you know, you will know what the whole universe is about. The son saw the wisdom of his father for the first time, like this, and said, Father, teach me more. Teach me more. I didn't learn that. It is by knowing what is the subtle essence of our own being, that invisible, transcendental space, where we can feel, where we can have an experience of self, an experience of power. Within our own being, at the center of our own being, at the core of our own being, that we will be able to appreciate what the whole universe is, what moves in every creature, what looks through every eye, what moves in every limb, what speaks behind every voice. If you can only know that transcendental being, we'll understand the universe, and we are that. We are that. So the idea is, God is an experience, not ideas in the head, not a picture, not a big statue, not a ritual. God is a direct experience of being, of that beingness within our being. We call it consciousness. That's why I tell you about the magic of the breath. Where does the power of the breath comes from? It's not just inhalation, exhalation. There are some yogis who can stop the breath and they can hibernate. Everything is functioning. All pranas are moving in the body. The energy currents. No breath. Beyond the air that you breathe is an energy, prana, an energy that opens up the lungs to breathe, that energizes the brain and senses. And then there's another current that pushes the breath out. There's another current that operates your digestive system. There's another current that makes you stand. And there's another current, vayu, that circulates things throughout the body. They are invisible. They're invisible. And then along the spinal column, you have energy centers, chakras. They're called chakras because they are moving like a wheel, energetic. And they are portals to go inside that transcendental space. They are energy portals. So you're living with this phenomenal source of life within you, energy within you. But it's transcendental. It doesn't belong to the physical world. How can you find it? How can you find it? You need to be awakened to it. It cannot be something that you can get from a book. Unless you have it already. And the book helps you to be awakened to it. You need to find someone who has it. And only that being can help you to wake up again. To that subtle essence of your own being. You know what I do in this space? I sing with you. Do you know why I sing with you? So that you can be awakened to the power behind the voice. Do you know why I meditate with you? Because I can hold the field so powerfully that you can be awakened when you're ready. Do you know how you get yourself ready? It's called sadhana, spiritual discipline. You have to learn how to disengage from the senses that pull you to the world constantly. You have to learn how to sit for 20 minutes like we do, fully absorbed in the inner world without focusing on the outside. I stay with you. I stay with you and I stay in your space. I do it deliberately to help you. And I'm just waiting for you to wake up in that space. That's why I do this. That's why I created this temple. And I made it a humble temple. And notice what I put to inspire you? The pictures of masters. Because when we think of them, when we remember them, we can tune into their field. That's why I have the masters all around. The murtis are the outside. They adorn the space. Nice to look at, nice to understand the concepts and symbols that people use. But no, the journey is inside. If you don't find it within, you don't recognize it on the outside. Only when I found love within me could I recognize it on the outside. When I found God within me, that power of the universe, I could see it in everyone. Only when our eyes are open to it can we recognize it around. Otherwise, we just see humans. We don't see the divine. The most marvelous adventure is that of uncovering your own divinity. It's awesome, amazing, that I can sit here and move currents of energy throughout my body, that I can nourish every cell in my body, every cell, my eye cell, my bone cells, my blood cells. I can nourish everything from the inner space. That I can revitalize my body to begin my day. That I'm not a slave to the senses. That I can stay in love. I don't need an object to love. I can exude love from my own being, like a spider would create a web. I can exude it from my own being. I can spread it into the space. You can as well, if only you awakened it, because you carry the power. You have the power. Let the lion within you roar. Let the eagle within you fly high. You have the power. Why do you belittle yourself? Like the little lion cub that grew up amongst the sheep and used to bleat when he could have roared. Until the big lion came around and said, "Hey you, why are you bleating? You are no sheep." And then began the awakening of the little lion to his true nature. Look in the water, go. Look in the pond, little lion. And then the little lion looked in the pond. Oh my God, just like the big lion. And said, "Roar like me." And the poor little lion roared. And that changed her life completely. When will you roar? When will you believe even that the power of God lies within you? The healing power of God. The creative power of God. Why do you belittle yourself? Why do you think that you are foolish? That you don't have the power? Why don't you energize your body every day and your body cells? You can do it. Mind power, breath power, emotional power. Why have you lost it? Why don't you take up your inheritance? Because as a soul, that's your inheritance. The universe, the power of the universe. Why don't you take up your inheritance? Own it. It's yours. That's the Sunday message. Would you own your divinity? Would you uncover it? Would you believe in it? But I don't want you to just believe. But do you resonate with what I'm saying? If you resonate with it, it's deep inside of you. My joy is, one, to see you awakened to your divinity. The greatest security in the world is that. Once you find that God power within you, you can walk anywhere fearlessly because God is with me. God protects me. God guides me. God nourishes me. God fulfills my every need. That's how you feel. Just like what Christ said, seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. The world of abundance will be yours. Seek God first and seek within where the life power is, the source of life. Have a blessed day, everyone. Have a blessed Sunday. Namaskar.